Hey everyone, before you write a single line of code, let me show you what we are building. So I am opening Telegram, typing ask who won the space race, for example. Watch this. The bot replies in a couple of seconds, right? By the end of this video, your own bot will do the same, publicly accessible on the internet, thanks to integration with OpenAI API. Are you ready? Let's get started. Here is the promise for the next 25 minutes. First, we'll create a Spring Boot application that connects to the Telegram bot API using long polling. Second, we'll implement a ChatGPT client that communicates with OpenAI's GPT model through API. Third, we'll build a Telegram bot that processes /ask commands and forwards questions to ChatGPT. Finally, we'll add the rate limiting and error handling to make our bot robust and reliable. If that sounds good, hit the like button and let's dive in. First, make sure you have the following 5 items ready. First, JDK 25 or newer, as we'll be using modern Java features like records. 2. Maven 3.9 or later for dependency management and building out project. 3. IntelliJ IDEA, either paid or free community edition. So that's the perfect choice for this project. 4. A Telegram account because BotFather will issue our bot token. And 5. An OpenAI account so we can grab our API key for accessing ChatGPT model. Got everything? Then great. Pause the video here if you need to install something. Other than that, let's get started. Project. So what should we specify? Group. So basically that's your reversed domain. So for me it's dev.finashkin. Artifact. Let's do something like Telegram bot Spring Chat GPT. So you're free to select whatever you like. So project name will be populated automatically. Select location, whatever you prefer. Language, we are using Java. So type, let's go with Maven. And Java version we select as 21 as promised. Packaging jar, next. Okay. Spring Boot, the latest, not the snapshot, but the latest available. And create. Okay, so we are done here. Let's start with our POM XML, which contains libraries or dependencies we have. Right? So parent is our Spring Boot. That's information of our project as such, and we scroll down to dependencies. Right? So Spring Boot starter test, and let's start adding some useful libraries we need to be able to communicate both with Telegram API server and also with OpenAI server. Let's start with Telegram. So group ID, that's org.telegram. Okay. So Telegram bots. Let's start with Telegram bots. Telegram bots. Here is it. And version. Let's select the latest available. That would be 6.9.7.1. Okay. Another dependency also from org Telegram, also bot related. Telegram bots, meta, right? The same. Okay, very good. And the last one, Spring Boot Starter, right? Spring Boot Starter, this one. Okay, perfectly. Okay, so the next dependency we need is OkHttp. That's the HTTP client we will use to communicate with OpenAI API, right? Okay, square up OkHttp free, not parent, but OkHttp, and the version, let's use more recent, 4.12.0. Okay, and also since we communicate with OpenAI using a JSON format, we need a library which will allow us to process by creating and parsing JSON files. We need to add a corresponding library, org.json. Okay, and let's use the latest version. Okay, very good. And the last one is Lombok. So we avoid boilerplate code. Project Lombok. Okay, let's also specify version, the latest one, 1 point something, and scope as provided. Okay, very good. Let's import everything. So far, so good. Okay, so next step is to add some configuration to our project. We go to source, main, resources, and here we have application.properties. So I'm opening it in the resource folder and adding two essential configuration lines. The first one would be telegram.bot.api, followed by your Telegram bot API, which is obtained from botfather. Second required option is OpenAI.api.key, right? Followed by your OpenAI API key. OpenAI API key. Yeah, so basically that's all. So only two options or two parameters are required. So replace these placeholders with your real tokens. Okay? If you have never created a Telegram bot before, open Telegram, search for botfather, send /new bot, follow the prompts and copy the token it returns. For OpenAI, log in to your account at platform.openai.com, click API keys and create a new secret key. And both these values will be injected into our application using Spring's value annotation. So drop a comment under this video if you want to have a video tutorial how to create a bot using botfather or how to register on OpenAI API platform. Okay, so this simple configuration file is all we need to store our API keys. Spring Boot will automatically load these properties when the application starts. Okay, so the next step is to create a new class which will be used to communicate with OpenAI API server. So let's click new class and create ChatGPT client. Okay, so let's do as follows. On the x2 or x3 ruined, I will now write some code. Then at normal speed, I will explain what I have written, why I have written, and how that works. So we save some time. See you soon. Now, the fun part. So let's see how that works. A method called ask that will communicate with OpenAI API. Okay, first I create a media type for JSON and build the request body as a JSON string, right? So here we need to substitute model name with the actual model name. So if we go to OpenAI platform and go to pricing, here we can see the all models available and the pricing for input and output. So for our purposes, for integration purposes, it doesn't matter which actually model you use. So the only difference is pricing. So I will select the cheapest model, which is GPT 4.1 Nano, and here is the name we need to copy and paste into our line, right? Okay, so you can select whatever model you like, nothing changes in integration. So the request body indicates the model name and the messages array with a single user message containing our prompt. Then I build HTTP request here with the OpenAI API URL, add the authorization header with our API key and set the request body. So then I execute the request using our OkHttp client and pass the JSON response here to extract the content from the first choice. Finally, I return the trimmed content string, which is the AI response to our prompt. Okay? So save this file and we are good to go to the next class. Okay, so let's create a next class which will actually contain our Telegram bot logics. Let's create it. Let's call it ChatGPT Telegram bot, right? And it will extend Telegram long polling bot. There are two types of Telegram bot we can create using our library. So the first one is long polling bot, which means it will periodically check whether a new message from user arrived. And there is a Telegram bot which uses webhooks. Basically, it will be notified. So not bot checking whether something came in, but bot will be notified that a new message arrived in case of webhooks. So webhooks based bot is considered to be more efficient. So it doesn't check anything but waits when it will be notified that a message arrived. Okay, so at some point we will migrate our long polling bot to webhooks web bot, but for simplicity as of now we will still use Telegram long polling bot, and we need to implement methods. Okay, so two mandatory methods we should use. Okay, so once again, while I'm writing the code, I will speed it up, and once it's done, we will go through it and see how that works. Right? So this ChatGPT Telegram bot class is the core component that handles all Telegram interactions and connect them to the ChatGPT API. Let's break down how this class works in details. Okay, so once again, it extends Telegram long polling bot, which is provided by the Telegram bots library. This base class handles the long polling mechanism we discussed earlier that continuously checks for new messages. It's annotated with component, so Spring can manage it at a bin and inject where needed. It has two main dependencies, so bot token, injected from application properties using value, and ChatGPT client, injected via constructor using auto-wired. Okay, so now let's see the rate limited implementation. Is rate limited? It's quite interesting. So the class implements a per user rate limiting mechanism using a sliding window approach. It uses a concurrent hash map, here we define it, right, to track requests per user where the key is the chat ID or user ID, right? So the record user window stores window start, so when the current time window started, and counter how many requests the user has made in this window. So the is rate limited method, let's see how it works. Get the current time, here we do that, and uses compute to automatically update the user's window. If no window exists or it's older than 1 minute, here we check that, create a new window with counter 1. Okay? Otherwise, increment the counter in the existing window. Here we do that. And return true if the counter exceeds max requests per minute. So in our case, it's 3. This ensures each user can only make 3 requests per minute, preventing abuse, right? Now let's look how message handling flow operates. When a message arrives, on update received is called with an update object. The method first validates that the update contains a text message. It extracts the message text and chat ID. If the message doesn't start with ask, it sends a helpful hint and returns. So not just an error, but also we specify what should be changed in user behavior. Right? It checks if the user is rate limited. If so, it sends a rate limit message and returns. It extracts the prompt by removing the ask prefix and trimming white space. If the prompt is empty, it asks the user to provide a question. It sends a typing indicator to show the user the bot is working. It calls ChatGPT client ask prompt to get an answer from ChatGPT, and then it sends the answer back to user, right? Okay. If any exception occurs during the ChatGPT call, it catches it, logs the error, and sends a friendly error message to a user. And we have two also helper methods. Send text, this one, creates and sends a text message to a specific chat ID or to a specific user. It handles any exceptions that might occur during sending, preventing the bot from crashing. Right? And send typing action shows a typing indicator to the user. Right? So this provides a better user experience by indicating that bot is actually processing the request, and exceptions are ignored or unlocked as it's not critical functionality. And now the last step we should take to be able to launch our bot and communicate with it is to modify our start class. Let's go to this one. For me it's Telegram Spring ChatGPT application. So it has Spring Boot application. Also, let's add another one, auto configuration package. Auto configuration package. Drop a comment under the video if you don't know what this annotation is for. And now let's modify our main method. It's fine to run a Spring application like it's here if we don't need to do any additional actions. But some additional steps should be taken in our case because we need to register our Telegram bot before it can actually work. So we will modify our main method. So we need to have a configurable application context. Let's call it context Spring application. Spring application builder we need. Okay, so we specify our class Telegram application dot class run args. Okay, very good. Then let's try. So here we need to register our bot. How our bot is called? ChatGPT Telegram bot. Very good. Telegram bot API. This one. Telegram bot API. New Telegram bot API. Default bot session dot class. Very good. Okay, yeah, we need to handle some exceptions. Telegram API exception, and let's log it. System. Okay, very good. Now next one. ChatGPT Telegram bot. Here it is. Context get bin, very good. And Telegram bot API register, very good. Okay, and we can now use errors just to highlight that it was successfully initialized. Okay, now let's fix the problem. So as you might already understood, I missed new. Okay, now it should be fine. So we are ready to test our bot, how it works. Okay, so we are ready to launch. So don't forget to insert the actual values of your API keys in application properties, both for your Telegram bot and for OpenAI, and also OpenAI API key. Yes, and also in this ChatGPT Telegram bot, also don't forget to insert your actual bot name. Once it is done, let's just start our application. Let's wait a bit. Once it's parsing Java, okay, let's start. So if okay, something is wrong, bot token and username cannot be empty. Okay, seems I forgot something to insert. Okay, so we forgot to add one required method. Yes, exactly. get bot token. Okay, and we just return bot token. Once it's done, should be fine. And see how it works. Okay, you can see. Ask who is Java father, for example. Okay, is typing. You can see is typing, right? Blah blah blah. Okay, so you can see. So we get some answers. Okay, so that proves that everything works fine for us. So, and that concludes our manual. Thanks to all for watching. If you still have some questions, something was not working for you, as for me, if you get some errors, just drop them under the video. Other than that, thanks to all for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.